Hey bullet journalists! I'm so excited that you're joining me for my December bullet journal setup. For this month, I'm gonna go with the hot cocoa and cookies theme, but let me know in the comments down below what theme you decided to choose for your bullet journal setup. I decided to go for this hot cocoa and cookies theme because when I asked you guys what kind of theme you wanted to see for the December bullet journal, a lot of you mentioned that you wanted to see something winter related, but also something that is really cozy, and instantly that made me think about hot cocoa and cookies, especially when it's snowing outside and it's super cold. All I want to do in the winter is just cozy up with a warm blanket, a warm hot chocolate, and just read a book or watch a movie. And let me know in the comments down below what you like to do in the winter. But if you're also thinking about some other winter related themes that are not necessarily related to Christmas, here are also some other ideas that you could try. So some other winter bullet journal themes that you could try can also be doing a snow globe, a snowman, winter clothes like gloves and scarves. You can also do candle or something like skating, igloos, and snowflakes. So these are just some ideas of some winter related bullet journal themes. If you want to keep it minimal, you can choose something like a light blue igloo or snowflake theme and keep it really simple with just one color. Or you can get really colorful and do something like gloves and scarves and have lots of colors for your theme. Now in this bullet journal setup, I'm also going to be using a lot of stencils. I find that they're just such an easy way for you to get really nice lettering or really nice doodles. And I know that some of you might be new to bullet journaling, so if you ever feel nervous or you don't feel super confident with your lettering, or you just want to save a bit of time, then I highly recommend trying out to get these stencils. I think I got this one from AliExpress for under $2, so you can really find a lot of affordable stencils out there that can really make your bullet journal setups a lot simpler and a lot faster. Also, everything I use in this bullet journal setup is going to be linked in the description down below, so if ever you're curious and you want to get something that is the exact same as I'm using in this video, you can check them out. And I also have a couple of affiliate discount codes as well so that you can also save on your stationery purchases. I think sometimes we can get really intimidated with bullet journaling because we think that we need to buy all of these expensive tools, but you can also find a lot of really great affordable items out there. For example, I'm also going to be using this Crayola Super Tip to color in the mugs in this theme. When I first wanted to choose this theme, I was initially kind of sad because I couldn't find the right shade of blue in my Tombow brush pens, but then I remembered how I had a huge pack of Crayola Super Tip markers and they were absolutely perfect as well. As you can see, you can get such a beautiful result with any of these affordable alternatives as well. And then I'm just gonna take a white pen to add some additional details and highlights into my doodles. But again, you can also have an affordable alternative by just using some regular whiteout pen. Now the next page that I'm going to include for my December bullet journal setup is going to be a simple monthly log. So this is going to be really simple. All I'm going to do is set up a little one-page monthly calendar, and to give it a little pop of color, I'm going to create a little black border around the calendar. And then I'm also going to add some colored circle in this type of diagonal gradient. I really like this technique because it's such an easy way for you to add a pop of color into your monthly log, especially if you have a couple of shades that you're using in your bullet journal. So for this example, I couldn't choose between the one shade of brown I wanted to color all of the circles in the monthly log. So instead of having to choose one color, I just decided to be able to include all 3 shades of brown and kind of have this gradient coloring instead. And typically when you create a one-page monthly log, you might have some extra space at the bottom, so you can even use this space and decorate it with some washi tape, a really nice quote, or even some doodles. But in this example, I'm just gonna go with the doodle and just draw another cute little hot chocolate mug. And to be honest, my monthly log page typically stays quite empty because I usually use my phone to track all of my events. And usually I just use my monthly log when I'm preparing my weekly spreads just to be able to see where the dates fall into the month. And I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, so let me know what type of things that you like to use your monthly logs for in your bullet journal. Now moving on to to the next page in my bullet journal setup, I'm going to be setting up my monthly goals page. So this is something that I started doing instead of the typical habit tracker page, and I find that it's such a healthier way for me to track my habits and track my goals throughout the month. Before, when I was using a daily habit tracker, there was a lot of days where I would feel like my day was incomplete or that I didn't have a productive day if I didn't complete all of my habits in that single day. And I ended up realizing how it was a bit unrealistic for me to expect myself to complete all of these habits every single day, especially because some days there are just often some unexpected things that just come up and pop up in your schedule so that you can't meet all of your habits every single day. So what I've been doing in my bullet journal instead is just set a goal to myself of how many times I want to accomplish a certain goal throughout the month. And I found that to be so much more empowering for me, and it removed the guilt of me not meeting all of these habits every single day. But I'm curious to hear what you think and how you like to approach setting goals and habits in your bullet journal. So to create this goals page in my December bullet journal, I'm also going to be using the bullet journal stencils from Notebook Therapy. You guys can also use the affiliate code JWNadia if you also want to save on your Notebook Therapy order if you're curious in trying out these stencils. But basically, the idea that I had for this goals page was that I wanted to create a sort of a hot chocolate blackboard menu, and I wanted the stars to kind of represent the rating for each drink, but the stars is also going to represent the amount of times that I want to accomplish this goal throughout the month. And it's actually kind of funny because I set going to the gym and doing face yoga as one of my goals this month, but then I completely forgot that I had my wisdom teeth surgery in the beginning of December, and so I'm not supposed to do any physical activity for a whole week. So I'm hoping that I'm still able to meet all of these goals by the end of the month, but we'll definitely see. So forgive me if I also sound a little bit funny in this video. It's because I'm still recovering from my wisdom teeth surgery and my jaw is still somewhat swollen. Also, if you guys never heard of face yoga before, it's something that I also recently just discovered through Instagram. Basically, it's kind of a set of some facial exercises and facial massages that you could do every single day. And the goal of doing these facial exercises is to really help you reduce the look of fine lines, wrinkles, and you can also give yourself a more youthful, glowing skin look. You can also use it to focus on certain things like getting rid of your dark eye circles or getting rid of your double chin, which is my two biggest pain points right now. So it's definitely something that I'm trying out, and I'm curious to hear if you guys have heard of it as well. So the next page that I'm going to set up in my December bullet journal is going to be so simple, and basically what I'm going to do is just divide the page into 2 columns and then divide that into 4 equal rows for each week of the month, and one side is going to be dedicated to tracking my priorities for that week, and then the next column is going to be just used to track my thoughts and if I accomplish those priorities. This is something that I used in my previous monthly setups, and it's something that has worked really well for me, so I'm just going to do that and copy it here as well. So the next page that I'm going to set up in my December bullet journal is going to be another super simple one, and it's going to be my 1 line a day page. Now this is something that I really love doing in the past, but then somehow I kind of just forgot to include this in my monthly setups, and so I'm going to try to include it back again. And I really love this page because I tend to be really forgetful about what happened in the previous days, and so I really want my bullet journal to be able to help me keep track of all of my memories and how I spend every day of the month. And this page has been one of my most favorite and most effective pages that I had in my bullet journal, and I just want to show you that to have an effective bullet journal page, it doesn't have to be complicated at all. As you can see, all you need to do for this page is just make sure that you have one number for each day of the month, and to be able to add a little bit more color, I'm also going to create this gradient lines throughout the page as well. And what I really like about this page is that there's so many ways to customize it to really fit what you need. So for my example, because I want this page to help me remember what I did on each day of the month, I'm going to be writing 1 line to summarize each day of the month. But if you want to practice gratitude, you can change this into a 1 gratitude per day. If you want to use this to improve your self-confidence, you can even use this for 1 win a day, or 1 thing that you love about yourself every single day, or even a compliment that you received every day as well. And if you want to focus on your happy memories, you can also think about one joke a day, one funny thing you saw a day, or just one happy memory for each day of the month. So as you can see, there's just so many ways for you to be able to change this up to really match what you need for the month. Now, another thing that I've been focusing on recently is also my financial journey. And so the other page that I'm going to create in my December bullet journal setup is also going to be a finance tracker. So this is where I really want to just track every day of the month to really see what I'm spending my money on, whether I didn't spend any money at all, whether I'm spending out of necessities, or whether I'm buying something that I want. And this has been really helpful for me because it has helped me reduce a lot of my impulse spending, and especially with the holiday season coming up and a lot of sales coming up left and right, I really wanted something that can help me stay accountable on all of my financial goals and help me not go overboard in a lot of my impulse spending, especially when there's so many sales that are just so tempting. And I really hope I'm not the only one who feels this way, but I also want to make money more of an open topic because growing up, I feel like it's something that not a lot of girls around me talk about. I don't know if that's just the surroundings that I grew up with, but I really want to make finances more of an open topic that we can all kind of just talk to each other about, because honestly, I feel like a lot of us might be going through the same struggles and challenges, and how empowering would it be if we could all just help each other out. I've also been planning to start a finance bullet journal that's gonna start in the new year in 2023, and I really want to be able to show you guys this financial journey that I'm going through, and hopefully showing you that journey can make you also feel more empowered, show you guys that you're not alone in going through all of these money struggles, and just make the topic a lot more open so that we can all just share our knowledge and help each other out. This has also been a topic that I've been reading a lot in the past year, and there has been so many things that I have never even heard of growing up. For example, I just learned about the concept of having a money mindset and how you could have certain limiting beliefs about money. For example, a limiting belief that I had since I was growing up was the notion that money is hard to get, or that you have to work really hard for your money. And when I first learned that this was a limiting belief, I was so shocked because I thought that everybody just believed the same thing, because this was something that I just grew up listening to when I was growing up. But in the books that I was reading, they were actually talking about how you can believe that money is abundant, money is everywhere, money is easy to come by, and how you don't necessarily have to work hard for your money. You can buy assets that can work even harder than you do. And so this has been a simple shift that has been really changing the way I see money, and I just wish that somebody else would have told me about this, and so that's why I really want to share this journey with you guys as well. And so going back to the actual tracker setup itself, I'm actually going to be using this stencil that I got from Sunny Streak. It's part of their habit tracker stencils, and I'm going to be using this really cute little hexagons, and I'm going to draw that over the hot chocolate mug to kind of make it look as if it's the foam coming out of the steam of the hot chocolate. So I think this is going to be a super fun way to see my visual finance tracker. And so one hexagon is going to represent each day of the month, and then I can color it in depending on how I spent my money for each day of the month, whether I didn't spend any money at all, whether I spent it on necessities, or whether I spent it on something that is just purely something that I wanted. Thank you guys so much for joining me in my December bullet journal setup. I hope you guys enjoyed this hot cocoa and cookies theme, and I'd love to hear what your theme was for the month of December. Leave me a cookie emoji if you made it all the way to the very end. And if you also want to stay in budget during this holiday season, make sure to check out this video here for the different tracker ideas to make budgeting fun in your bullet journal.